Greetings. Installment of Disney Debates. Tonight's topics: Best Blind Date, Most Developed Black Disney Character, and Worst Disney Movie to Relive Groundhog Day Style. Without further delay, book your reservations and buy some Mickey-shaped candy boxes as we go for a moonlight stroll all the way down to the arena. In this corner, he's an animal lover, a cinephile who needs counseling, and has a crippling fear of livestock that sounds a lot like William Shatner. It's PerGron!
Greetings. All of that is incredibly true.
And in the opposing corner, the hard luck kid who just can't wait to be king. But if he doesn't close the gap, he can kiss a frog or kiss his chances goodbye. It's Eli of Little Blue Productions.
Hello there.
And on the judges panel with me, it's Tiki and Jacob Weil.
Hello.
Dragon, I just want to say I'm very charmed by the idea of like a Mickey Mouse shaped box of chocolates instead of the heart shaped box.
Wouldn't that be great?
Awful.
That would be great.
It would be.
Come on, Disney, get to it.
Yeah.
I would honestly be shocked if it wasn't a thing somewhere.
Yeah, it's all on Etsy, probably.
They're always,
Right.
I mean, Disney themselves is always clever making that kind of like stuff, like markets and such,
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so yeah, happy singles awareness day, y'all. Except for PerGron.
Yeah, no, tomorrow's Valentine's Day for me.
You know what like the image for Singles Awareness Day should be?
Oh God, what?
It should be Charlie Brown throwing out the box of empty Valentines. That should be supposed for Singles Awareness Day. This could be you, kids. Don't depress yourself like Charlie Brown, okay? Like you passed it. This was the birth of the movement.
All right, so Dragon, would you like to explain the rules this fine evening?
Tiki, I'd love to. So, here are the rules. We got 3 rounds. Of course, the way these 3 rounds work, you're going to reveal what your pick was. You're going to give your opening statement. Then, it's a fight to the finish. Well, finish as best defined by the mellifluous chirp of my little associate here, R2D2. When he speaks, that's all we need to hear. The judges will deliberate. We're each going to cast a vote. Whoever gets the most votes gets the point for the round. Now, at the end of 3 rounds, I'm feeling generous because of the singles awareness kind of vibes. I think are kind of omnipresent in the room. I'm gonna give you 2 a little Valentine of your own. I'm gonna give you both the Cupid coin, fully optional. You flip it, heads. You're in the candy, boys. Tails, Tails not so lucky. We take any non-existent Valentines you may or may not have. We nab them up to lose a point. Now, hidden in one of our rounds is the Norman nickel, named after Floyd Norman.
Oh, nice, nice.
Now, I will caution you that coin absolutely will be flipped because with a name that cool, how can we not? It has to be flipped. It must be flipped.
Dragon, I'm not going to lie. When you first said the Norman nickel, my mind instantly went to Norman Bates.
Not that kind of love, Tiki. It's not that kind of love, Tiki.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it would fit the Valentine's theme, though.
That's what I thought, too, Norman Bates.
I don't think you're a nice coin. Anyway, so that's going to be if you turn it down, that means your opponent will flip it. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is a penalty phrase in effect. Could be a name, place, location. I could be putting you on right now, but it goes into effect starting now.
Oh yeah.
All right, so after the main round, we enter the speed round, in which we are taking audience questions. Don't everyone submit them at once, but no, submit them all now. I'm just kidding. We will take them. We're desperate for them. Just please send them in. We get lonely. Okay. Of course, the audience members who submit questions, they will be able to judge who made the more compelling argument and who gets the point when we get to the speed round when we use their question. All right. Of course, name of the game is first to 5 points wins. Gentlemen, do you understand these rules as I've explained them to you both here this fine evening?
I do.
Yes.
Okay. Let's cue the randomizer.
As you can see, I've got Eli and PerGron in this list. Whoever comes out on top will be the one who go first for the first 3 rounds. So you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Randomize, and it looks like nothing changed because Eli's going first.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right, that brings us to round numero uno, which very interestingly is a blind round. Yeah, so who
Oh
here
shit,
does...
this is blind even for me.
Yeah.
Because I suggested Walt Disney Animation Studios and Pixar. And that's even what I told PerGron and Eli that's what this was going to be. So
Well,
Anyway. So, here we go. All right, so basically we have 2 wheels, as you will see. One with comprised of MCU characters. MCU bachelors / bachelorettes, if you will. The other, Star Wars characters, bachelors and bachelorettes as well. So we're going to spin the wheel, and each player will be assigned one of the wheels, one of the wheel options. Let's see. So Eli, since you're going first, I'm going to let you choose first. Do you want MCU or do you want Star Wars?
I'll do Star Wars.
all right. Here is your Star Wars character.
And
You get Mon Mothma.
oh god.
oh boy.
All right, let's see.
That's a
Galaxy's
random
most
one for
eligible
sure.
bachelorette.
Yep, Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Oh, by the way, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's see what PerGron's going to get.
PerGron, here's your Star Wars character.
Well, no, his Marvel character.
Oh,
Marvel.
Marvel character.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
chose Star Wars. He gets Marvel.
Yeah.
And uh-oh.
Hella.
Oh, we got Hella.
2 powerful women of authority.
Little Kate Blanchett in the mix. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so here's the question. Which couple would make the best blind date pairing?
Wait.
Yeah, no, sorry, you're right. I mean, I meant to.
Yeah.
I want to go back and forth on them. Sorry, so let's
Okay,
just go,
yeah,
let's go back.
you need to give some
Sorry, I jumped. I was eager to get to the question, but yes, we're gonna go back to Star Wars. We're gonna spin for Eli.
So Eli,
Sorry, Marvel. Sorry, I meant Marvel. So we're going back to Marvel to spin for Eli.
So Eli, here's your Marvel character. Should we put this in the comments, like in the comments or something so far?
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
All right, so here is your Marvel character.
Okay. Who? Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Mantis.
Oh god.
Wow.
So
Opposites attract.
it's like he's so all right. So Eli has Mon Mothma and Mantis.
Yes.
Kogias, Mon Mothma is like the very serious government woman who appears in Return of the Jedi in the like strategy scenes.
She's the Bothans lady. She's the many
Yeah.
Bothans died to bring us this information. That's
Many
basically the
Bothans
only,
died.
essentially for the longest time, the only other woman in Star Wars.
The only other chicken Star Wars.
Size Snoodles erasure over here.
All right, so Eli has Mon Mothma and Mantis.
That's the pairing that he will be arguing in favor of.
All right, and now for PerGron's Star Wars character.
Yeah.
And oh no.
Chewbacca.
Chewie!
Hey.
And so remind me, what was his first one?
Hella.
Hella.
From,
So it's so
Hella and Chewbacca. Oh,
it's Hella
man.
and Chewbacca.
Oh no. Chewbacca and Hella can only end well.
Hella and Chewbacca.
There we go.
All right, I prepared a comment to make things slightly easier.
There we go.
I unfortunately didn't format it the way I hoped, but
Yeah.
But here we go.
All right, so again, just a reminder again, so it's which couple that you've been assigned would make the best blind date pairing. Opening statement, Eli.
Well, maybe possibly Mon Mothma and Mantis could make a good match, I guess, because I don't know. I mean, first off, their personalities are very different from one another. But, you know, sometimes it could happen. There are some times where couples with different personalities, where maybe they could fall in love and such. And maybe this is the case for Mantis and Mon Mothma. Yeah, because we know that Mon Mothma is this tough woman and such, and the Rebel Alliance and such. And, well, as for Mantis, you know, with her personality, I mean, she's sometimes very, you know, cheerful, but she can be very emotional. I mean, most notably, the powers that she has, always touching, you know, beings and what they're feeling. And I don't know, maybe Mantis at first would Mantis would probably develop feelings for Mon Mothma. And at first, what if she were to try to use her powers to have Mon Mothma, but at a certain point, Mon Mothma would realize that that would be just wrong. And as the days would go by and such, well, maybe, possibly for Mon Mothma, then she would start to develop feelings for Mantis as well. And maybe right there and then, yeah, that could be possible. The direction that this kind of romantic story would take, with these two characters coming together, it doesn't go well at first, like, especially for Mon Mothma not having really that any feelings for Mantis. But at a certain point, yeah, that's when she starts to open up, and yeah, something about Mantis to her that is very appealing and such. And I mean, again, the same goes for Mantis as well. So this would be a very interesting love story, but a very weird one, because with these two, this is definitely something you would not think of like in a million years. It is definitely one of those things, but there you go. That's how I think where it would start, and then where it would take off for both Mon Mothma and Mantis.
All right, PerGron.
All right, yeah. Hella and Chewbacca would be a pretty sick pairing, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Hella's a powerful, powerful woman. She wants to be on top. She wants to be in charge. She wants a man who will listen and not talk over her. You know who's really good at not talking over? The dude who can't talk. Chewbacca's going to be the perfect ally to Hela in a romantic, sweet, affectionate relationship because she's going to have all the power. He's going to be totally chill with that. He has always been on the sidelines playing support. He's always been the caring partner on the side. And Hela wants to be the one in charge. And I think that dynamic alone is going to absolutely benefit both of them. Are they going to go on a second date? Maybe not, but this is about what would be the best blind date pairing. I think they're going to get along for the hour and a half that they're sitting at this Chili's.
All right, gentlemen, let's fight it out.
All right, Eli, I want to just tackle what you said for a minute. You're
Okay.
basically implying that Mantis is going to sexually harass Mon Mothma and then gaslight her into a relationship. That doesn't sound very good for a blind date pairing. I don't want someone who has emotional manipulation powers, especially on my strong political beliefs. You never know what she's going to manipulate. Why would Mon Mothma ever settle for that kind of trickery? Mon Mothma lived in the era of the Jedi. She's not going to sit here and be like, oh, you're going to do some weird Sith shit like Emperor Palpatine would do. No, she's going to walk out of there immediately. Meanwhile, Hela's going to be out there talking, and she's going to be super, super cool with having somebody who's just listening to her, someone who's willing to sit there and hear her out and not talk over her. Chewbacca is somebody who is going to be caring. He's going to hang out and he's going to listen. He plays side. He is the side man. He is the one who hangs out and vibes. And that's what a blind date's all about. You don't want two people who are going to be harassing each other. You want two people who are going to vibe for a little while over cocktails and appetizers. And that's what you're going to get for Hela and Chewie.
Well, let me clarify that I specifically said that Mantis would think of, like well, as you put it, manipulating such Mon Mothma, but Mantis, she would realize that this is not a good idea and it's a bad thing, that would just not be in her character and such, doing that. And Mon Mothma, I think that at a certain point, she would realize and, really sense the feeling that Mantis is a good alien being, etc. So I don't see what the big deal is with that. But as for Hela and Chewbacca, I don't know, because I think Chewbacca would be too smart not to develop feelings for Hela, because I'm sure as though that Chewbacca is definitely going to sense the feeling that Hela is someone you just can definitely not trust.
I don't think they have to develop feelings, though. This is about who would make the best blind date pairing, not who's going to go on to get married forever. And I do think that he's a kind, gentle man. He's also
Wookiee.
a Wookiee. He is tall. He's handsome. He's got the hair all over. Some women are into that, right? And most importantly, he's also no nonsense. He's not going to just waste Hela's time asking her, oh, what's your favorite color? Or what's your favorite vacation spot? They're going to be able to get right into that deep emotional stuff. She's going to be able to air her grievances about her family. And he's going to sit there and be a kind listener, maybe even offer like a pat on the shoulder. And at the end of the day, will they go on to marry? Probably not. But neither will Mon Mothma and Mantis, because Mantis is all about that psychic manipulation. And also, Mon Mothma's married, bro. She's out here cheating on my man Perrin. She's out here, he's got gambling debt, and she's going on dates on the side. I don't think so. That doesn't feel like her. That's a political scandal waiting to happen. Coruscant's going to fall apart when they find out about that. She is never going to be elected chancellor. If it happens with any other politician, it wouldn't. So why would Mon Mothma?
Well, I would think that Mon Mothma probably, how about let's just say that this Mon Mothma is not married and such, okay? How about that? Chewbacca... Okay, this is Chewbacca we're talking about. Seriously, would Chewbacca really fall for Hela? like that's impossible. That would totally not be the Chewbacca that we know.
Chewbacca had an affair with Maz Kanata. Hella's
That's different.
significantly more attractive than Maz Kanata.
Well, that's different because Maz is a good alien, so...
Maz is the queen of the pirates. She's not a good alien. Hella's no more of a good alien. They're both criminals. And Hella, her family, treated her really poorly. She's not evil just for evil's sake. She's evil because her father betrayed her and locked her down in hell, for lack of a better term. Chewbacca's that furry shoulder to cry on that any Norse witch could beg for, and he's gonna be just a kind, gentle soul. Meanwhile, Mon Mothma's out here getting in political scandals because she's out dating aliens in this empire. That's not allowed. We can't have that.
Yeah, well, still, because, okay, granted, we know about the history and such of each Maz and Chewbacca, but come on, because they're both good. They're both good. They're both good alien beings, and
Chewbacca could turn Hella good with his kindness. All she needs is somebody who will listen and care, and that's what Chewbacca is. Meanwhile, Mantis is out here messing with brains. No, thank you. I don't want that. And also, Mon Mothma is senator from Chandrilla, which has a very, very important and very, very cultural marriage issue. If they find out, she's not even going to be elected senator anymore. She's going to have her position removed. She's not going to be able to do any good to support the rebellion anymore. Those Gormans are going to be massacred even more because Mon Mothma's out here going on affairs with aliens while she's married with a child.
Yeah, but
and don't you think an affair is going to open up even more probing into Mon Mothma's inner dealings? It's going to expose the rebellion. Yavin 4 is going to be found out. It's terrible. What you're suggesting right now is high treason. Okay, and I won't stand for it.
Well,
I think we got it there.
I was running out of an argument.
All right. So, Tiki, what do you think of that? Where's your vote coming down?
Eli, I will say I definitely think this was an improvement over the first, over your first debate, as far as actually being able to push back against some of the arguments.
That I agree.
But I think the point that really won it for PerGron was the whole this is a blind date. This isn't about falling in love. This is about who could be compatible for an hour and a half, and I don't think you said anything to really counteract that.
Well, I mean, sometimes with blind dates, it does depend for those, and if they very slowly but surely do fall in love.
Yeah, no, I know. I just think it was a really clever way for PerGron to use the wording of the question. So,
yeah.
So I'm going to give the point to PerGron, but I definitely think you showed some improvement there.
Okay, so that's so Tiki, that was a vote for PerGron, right?
Yes.
I just want to make sure. Okay, so Jacob, what about you?
This definitely was an interesting question. It definitely went in a lot of interesting directions.
I definitely think PerGron's the pairing that PerGron got was easier.
Yeah, it definitely was. Eli kind of did have an uphill battle with that one. Especially Mon Mothma and all that.
With all the political scandal shit,
So props to Eli from actually kind of making it work. But ultimately, I do kind of have to give the point to PerGron. I think he laid out his options more clearly. Again, he did have the easier selection, but it's very close. And honestly, I honestly don't think that Hella and Chewbacca would work out, but heck, that's what a blind date is for.
Exactly. It's about being able to coexist for 90 minutes.
Yep.
And I think Mantis would be trying some brainwashy shit within 90 minutes, frankly.
Yeah, so, but still, seriously, good job, Eli.
Thank you.
But my point does go to PerGron.
Not that my vote really counts towards this, but I'd say it's a clean sweep for PerGron. Only one thing I want to say about Eli's argument. What's his argument? I think Eli, you got to trim the opening statement, man. I think you got I think you made some salient points, but I think I can see you spin your wheels. I don't know if that's because it's a wheel question, perhaps. I think that might be why. But just keep it tight, nice and tight.
I mean, honestly, I chalked it up to preparing a wheel, have it being a wheel question.
Right.
So it's not like he pulled a row hit and lasted like 5 minutes on his opening statement.
That's true.
Rohit catching strays.
I'll just say Rohit sucks.
Hey,
Wow.
Dragon,
Okay. That wasn't how you really feel, Dragon.
Dragon, come on, don't say that.
No,
about
Seriously.
I'm kidding. We
We're
love
gonna need that man for Daredevil.
I'm aware of that. I'm just saying we see you bagging on Rohit randomly. Let's just throw this pilot on.
I'm just giving constructive criticism that his opening statements went on too long. You just
because I was unsubtle about it doesn't mean
you just went straight for the heart.
Okay. All right.
I mean, which is an appropriate.
I was interpreting Jacob's thoughts on that one.
Hey, I didn't think those words.
Come on, who are you kidding? Rohit's not even gonna watch this. He's fine. He's got better things to do. He takes in sporting events. He's fine.
All right, can we get off of Rohit, please?
Yeah, he's suffocating right now.
Seriously.
All right. Dragon.
Jacob,
Yeah.
what's the word said?
You really want me to tell you, Dragon?
I guess.
Well, I regret to inform you guys that the word was not said.
Okay.
Take out.
I'm gonna check the old giant Valentine Day box here, looking for any coins that might found their way in there via a card, and nothing, nothing in there. Just full on Charlie Brown Valentine, is nothing there.
Sounds better than Charlie Brown Halloween trick or treat.
Well, then it would have just been rocks, so we would have thrown at the boy. But yeah,
Well, that's why I said it. That's why I said it was better.
I know you're right. It is better. Okay, round number 2.
Round 2. We pull up the banner. There we go.
All right, so in honor of Black History Month, as well as our cross promotion, Black History Heroes. Who, pray tell, who is the most developed black character in a Disney movie? And this covers the whole Disney umbrella, the whole it's everything under the Disney banner. So, Eli, what do you got?
I've got Tiana.
Yes, Tiana. All right, PerGron.
I have Killmonger, Eric Killmonger from the Black Panther film.
All right.
Good thing you switched us around because
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I mixed it up when I made the thumbnails, but there you go. But there we go.
yeah.
Okay, Eli, whenever you're ready.
Of course, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. No, understandable. Anyways, so yeah, the reason I chose Tiana, well, if it's not obvious as to why, I mean, anybody who has seen Princess and the Frog knows why Tiana has been chosen. Because, ever since, she was a little girl, and, her father, had a dream, and then her trying to make that dream possible, even after, sadly, she lost her father, and she became a workaholic, trying to save up a lot of money to build a restaurant for everybody in New Orleans to, taste the delicious appetites that her father made and the specific ingredients that were put into these foods. And, well, yeah, just being a workaholic so much and trying to accomplish this dream, and she's almost there, and she is. And, even when at a certain point, this building that she was going to purchase to be this restaurant. For it to be this restaurant, well, someone else had already bid on it, and it seems like she may be losing that. But, well, out of nowhere, a miracle happens even when she wishes upon a star, and out of nowhere, this frog, who actually turns out to be a prince, steps in. Tiana thinks that the frog, who is a prince, is wealthy and such, but little does she know that the parents of the prince cut him off and such, and when, she has to kiss the prince who is a frog, but it doesn't go so well, she turns into a frog, and, well, she's outraged by this, and they get tangled up in a situation and where they end up out in the swamps of New Orleans, and from there on, this adventure and journey that she has, and for a while, her still focused on attempting to open her restaurant, but she's missing something. She's missing something that's very important, more than just, trying to get a restaurant open and such. And especially when she falls in love with the prince, Naveen. Um, and when, yeah, as the film proceeds and things are looking pretty good, but then it seems like things are going down, even especially when Dr. Facilier steps in and, well, offers Tiana a bit of help with this, bit of temptation towards her, and that she's almost there. And when she sees flashbacks of her father, she then realizes that, her daddy had love and family and stuff like that. And now it all comes clear to her. And, well, even after the defeat of Facilier, the unexpected death of Ray and such, well, and when Tiana realizes, and well, she points out to Naveen that her life is not complete without him, and yeah, and when they do get together and such, and finally, they get the restaurant open, yeah, just it wasn't just the restaurant, but it was love and everything that how it's specifically established in the movie. Well said, and yeah, I think Tiana is a pretty good choice for this, and Tiana's a great character, and if not one of the top best black characters of Disney, and her really, and well, yeah, I mean her being the first black Disney princess, so there's that.
Okay. PerGron.
All right. Code Geass, you can now say you've seen all of The Princess and the Frog, by the way. Yeah, so I picked Killmonger, and the reason I picked Killmonger is he has a full arc. He has a full story following from his childhood where he watches the King of Wakanda murder his family and then becomes obsessed with this idea of revenge, but also on the fact that Wakanda doesn't help black people outside of, like, they don't use their wealth to help their people. He really has a solid plan and reasoning for all of the things that he does, and it makes him a really strong character. But I think the main thing that makes him the most developed and the best at the end of the day is that his moral compass positively affects the hero and the country of Wakanda going forward. This is a character who is so grounded, who is so in his beliefs that even though he does evil and cruel things, he is able to make the positive change that he wanted to see overall. And I think that's what makes a really strong character. He doesn't have a silly, not that opening a restaurant's a silly dream, but he doesn't have like a mild dream like that. He wants to make positive change for people that look like him, and I think that's a really powerful message, especially for a movie like that. And if you are a character who's able to literally change an isolationist nation's policy on how it interacts with the rest of the world, that's pretty fucking powerful.
Okay, boys. Let's fight it out.
Well, I'll start.
Yeah, hit me.
I'll try. Killmonger, yeah, I mean, because when watching the movie, but here's the thing. Killmonger, despite that he is trying to do good and stuff like that for him and, well, and for those, like what you said, PerGron, he still he's still bad. He's still doing a bad thing. I mean, he's still a villain, and golly, watching Black Panther, just what he does to the citizens of Wakanda, and especially destroying one of the most powerful things that's in Wakanda, the special kind of plant and stuff like that. Man, just and burning the whole thing. That was unbelievable, especially how it would be brought up again in Wakanda Forever and such, and when we would see him again. But still, even when he also challenged T'Challa, pretty much killed him at first, and golly, just what he is doing in Wakanda is crazy, and and it's hard to believe because you're not. I mean, I think for a lot of people because you're really not rooting for this character at all. You understand what has gone through him and in this arc, but still being
Right,
blinded.
but the
Yeah.
question is most developed character, not the most morally good. And I think a developed character can absolutely be a villain. I think he's a character who, just like Tiana, we get a very early. In fact, they both lose a father. They
Mm.
both start off as a kid, and their dream both starts as a child. I think they have a lot of parallel in that kind of position. But I think that where he gets really strong as a developed character are his beliefs, his ideas, all of the strength that he comes. He goes into the museum and he knows the culture of all of those masks that they're talking about. He knows his culture. Is he evil? Does he do bad things? Absolutely, he does. But that doesn't make him not well developed. In fact, I'd argue a well developed villain is a more interesting character most of the time than a well-developed hero character. The other thing, it's a low blow, and I hate to do it to you, but Tiana spends most of the movie green. She's a frog. She really doesn't get to like be the first black princess except for like the beginning and the end of the movie. Michael B. Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger,
Well, true.
right? But Killmonger, he gets to be relishing and really embracing his position in life and who he is as a person. He is a person that could only be a black character. This is a character that is very much rooted in real world problems and racism and politics. And this is a character who also is able, again, to greatly influence a country to do better. I think he is a villain, but what makes the villain plan so interesting is he's not just grappling for power. He's grappling for power because he wants to do better for people like him, people who grew up in America, people who were brought over in chains. And at the end, when he dies and he refuses T'Challa's help, and he says instead he wants to die and be thrown in the ocean like the people who jumped, that is a powerful, powerful statement. That is something that really is a perfect end to a character who we watched develop from a young, scared boy to somebody who stands on business for the entirety of his life and maybe does some bad things with it, but it is for a cause that he never wavers on. And I think that's a really powerful thing.
Now, what you said on Tiana, well, okay, her being a frog almost throughout the entire film. Well, so what? We know who she is, despite that she transformed into a frog. And also, you didn't see Tiana like after her father died. You didn't see her like go on a rampage and heck try to take over New Orleans and such. My God, but yeah, I don't know because Killmonger. I see where you're coming from, but still, I don't know because
I think Tiana's a really one note character. I think Tiana really has just, I want to open a restaurant. And then by the end, it's, I want to open a restaurant and also I love the boy. And that's kind of her entire character. I don't think she's that well rounded. I don't think she has anything personality wise besides, I want to open a restaurant and then later on, I want to marry this guy. That doesn't feel well-rounded to me. Meanwhile, Killmonger has an entire belief system that you can follow, whether you agree with it or not. It is a very much a character development. You can read into this character and you watch him and you go, I know exactly what this guy's all about.
Yeah, but you're also missing that in Princess and the Frog. What Tiana learns, and especially because when she sees flashbacks of her father and such, having love and stuff like that. It wasn't always just about trying to open a restaurant. That's it. No, there was something else, and that Tiana didn't understand and realized at first till at the very end, and when she's confronted by the Shadow Man, aka Dr. Facilier. Killmonger, well,
He
despite
knows
that,
who he is the entire time.
yes, yeah, I mean, despite that, he knows who he is and he is redeemed. Still, that makes no excuse for what he has done to Wakanda. Not to mention, there were times in Black Panther where he was a cold-blooded killer, especially because killing a couple of those in Wakanda or even outside of Wakanda, even sacrificing, especially like his love interest. My God, Jeez, this really shows you how twisted he is and how blinded he is by the dark side.
But again, would you say Darth Vader isn't a developed character? Would you say that Thanos isn't a developed character? Would you say that Voldemort isn't a developed character? I mean, he might not be, but
I'd say so.
A villain is absolutely capable of being developed, and yeah, he does bad things. I'm not denying he does bad things. He does murder and he does commit crimes, but that's what makes him super interesting and developed. It's that he is able to do these things, and yet still at the end, you're not like, yeah, go Killmonger, but at the end, you're kind of like, I totally get where this guy is coming from. And he's not entirely wrong. And I think that's a really fascinating way to go about making a character like this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know, because I'm really sticking my guts with...
Okay, we got it.
Thank you.
All right, okay, I'm just gonna cast the first vote here on this one. So I'm gonna have to give it to PerGron. At least that's my vote to PerGron. Honestly, it's I think it was pretty clear cut. I think what really hurt Eli was Eli had just an awful opening statement. It was just like one of the worst opening statements I've ever heard. It just really wasn't good. It was he literally he's recapped the whole movie. That's not an opening statement. That's a summary of everything that happens. Not really. Okay, maybe I'm backpedaling that a little bit. He's not the worst opening statement I've ever heard, but it wasn't good. Just I mean the fact that right after it was made, PerGron then just they pointed out well now you've seen the movie. I mean that it was incredibly accurate, but just tabling that to the side, I did like that Eli stuck to his guns on Tiana. I just feel that PerGron just had a series of just body shots to his argument that I think just really just took their toll, and it was just, there's no recovering from that. He made the point that she's more frog than Black Disney character by a measure,
And PerGron did. I mean, Eli did mention that doesn't really matter. She's still Tiana.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just because she's a frog doesn't change that.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway,
any character that has transformed into an animal is still who they are. They were still human underneath.
Which is a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been made during the argument.
Well, he did kind of make it during the argument.
He did.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm getting is I feel there was a lot more kind of cradle to grave, just kind of analysis of a character arc in the Killmonger side of things, and I was really getting from Tiana. I got a lot of just she has a restaurant. It was her dream. That's pretty much was the majority of what I was getting. Well, that's just one vote, so it's just me. Jacob.
Well, this is going to be a surprise, but I'm actually going to give my point to Eli.
Okay, then.
Okay.
I I'd like to hear what Jacob has to say.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you were gonna say something, Jacob.
I mean, yeah, I mean, trust me, this was very close, and I do think that probably in terms of characters, I find that Killmonger probably is probably the more developed. But I personally, I like mainly for Moxie because, like I said, Eli stuck to his guns. He didn't give up, and he actually did raise a lot of good points against Killmonger. Like, I kind of wish he says like technically Killmonger doesn't change much, so he was throughout the course of the movie, so he was already kind of fully developed.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that point was covered on. But basically, I'm still giving my point to the underdog here.
Yeah, Eli, I think if you would have had a better opening statement, because honestly, like Dragon said, it was just you literally just recap the whole movie.
Yeah,
and that's it's not really an argument for why the character is well rounded one way or the other.
I guess Tiana is a well-rounded character.
Yeah, but it's just I feel like when I'm judging this, I kind of take the opening statement into account as well as the argument itself. I do think Eli held his own okay, but at the same time, I kind of feel like he didn't really have that much of an argument against Killmonger other than the whole moral thing, like, oh, he's a bad man. And I think PerGron shot that down pretty easily with whole well-developed villains are some of the most memorable characters in film history. Although PerGron, I love that you caught yourself on the Voldemort. No, Voldemort's not that Voldemort. Just Wizard Hitler. That's it. So my vote's going to go to PerGron, but Eli, again, this is definitely an improvement over your first appearance. So,
thanks.
All right.
I still stand by what I said.
Well, yeah.
But all right, so that brings it to Eli 0 with and PerGron with 2.
He got 2.
Is that a reference to something?
Yeah, it is. It actually is. Yes.
Okay.
It's a really dumb, obscure reference. Well, it's a reference to Jingle All the Way.
God. Oh, right.
Remember, like the mailman, like
Yes,
he's got 2. Get the mailman.
All right. I appreciate the deep cut, Dragon. Good job. All right.
Anyway. All right, Jacob. What's the forecast looking like? Do we have any doom in the forecast?
Well, outside of the upcoming Avengers movie being named Doomsday, I can't say I see anything on the radar.
Aw, I want a doom.
Well, unfortunately, Dragon, no Doom right now.
Where's
Go to
Doofenshmirtz
Islands of Adventure and write Dr.
Doom?
Doom's Fearfall.
Where's Doofenshmirtz with a puppet when you need him?
Doom!
Okay.
Dragon wants to get doomed by a puppet.
Okay, I'll just leave it at that.
Why'd you have to put it like?
Remember, the whole line is
Why
like.
did Jacob have to put it like
That, I was talking to Jacob.
Well, remember the line. Remember the line is like, if I had a nickel for every time I got doomed by a puppet, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? It's literally the line from the movie.
I know it's the line from the movie.
all right, guys. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, let's see. All right, I'm gonna check the old mailbox, see if there's any good news in there. And what?
It's definitely not a love letter.
Well, no, Jacob. Thank you. No, it's not. But yeah, look at that. Hear that rattle? That's a Norman nickel right there.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Hey, PerGron, you want to flip or you want to give it to Eli?
This is the one that has to flip, right?
Yes.
This one must be flipped.
Okay. Well, I don't want to go in 3-0, so I will pass it to Eli.
All right, let's see if the fortune favors the lucky.
All right, Eli, here you go. Hey!
All right, he's on
One
the board.
on the board.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Space Jam is a very fun film. It's fun.
Hey, what? Don't take that away
not the one
from
with Michael
Kiki.
B. Jordan.
Yeah, Space Jam 2 is terrible, but don't take the original away from
But
him, Kiki.
at least the Michael B. Jordan joke in New Legacy was pretty funny.
That was really funny.
I mean, yeah.
Admittedly, that was good.
Who'd have thought that it would be Sylvester that screwed up?
New Horizons music says he won't take Michael B. Jordan seriously until he plays a sport with cartoon characters.
Maybe they need to play soccer.
All right.
Well, that's the Ted Lasso Looney Tunes movie.
I mean, technically Ted Lasso does have Warner Brothers behind it, so that could work.
Yeah, there you go.
I would personally do a game of water polo where one team is Jay Ward characters and the other team is Fleischer characters.
It would be hilarious if you had like Bullwinkle like playing water polo.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then Natasha and Boris trying to work with Rocky and Bullwinkle, Dudley Do-Right in the mix.
Like someone like someone someone calls the Bullwinkle and he turns and the antler just knocks it for the winning point.
He uses his antler as a croquet mallet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Essentially, like he just by some happenstance he gets used like when he turns around just haplessly.
We need to bring back Bullwinkle as a cultural icon.
That's true. He was invited to the White House once.
I know. There was a time where Bullwinkle was a big deal. And I feel like his time has faded a little bit. And
no, that's true. Yeah.
All right, anyways.
Okay, anyway. So, round 3. A la Groundhog Day time loop. What would be the worst Disney film to be trapped in forever? Eli.
I have chosen The Lion King.
Yeah. PerGron.
I have chosen Oliver and Company.
Okay.
Fun fact: James Mangold co-wrote Oliver and Company.
And now he's Oscar nominated.
Exactly.
I didn't
Well, we know who's directing
know.
the live-action remake of Oliver and Company now.
Oh God.
Well, that would be fitting since he already did Oliver and Company, which I did not know of until now.
Yep.
I had no idea he had an involvement in that.
Yep. He co-wrote the screenplay.
That's why we have that train scene in Logan.
Subways. It's an extremely deep cut.
Yeah. Well, actually, we have 2 trains. We have the train scene in Logan. We also have the big train, the bullet train in the Wolverine.
And there's also a bit of there's also a scene in a subway in Dial of Destiny.
There you go. He's got trains on the brain from Good Times on Oliver and Company.
And
all right.
Into Yuma is literally all about getting to a fucking train station.
I think Mangold's just trying to get away from something, but a train's the only mode of
like an autistic 10-year-old boy.
Is that a young Sheldon Barb?
Exactly. Oh God.
Anyway, so Eli, what's the opening statement?
And remember to keep it short this time.
Yeah, I plan to. Okay, well, how is it not obvious why The Lion King would be the worst thing for, Groundhog's Day, a loop and such? Look what happens in The Lion King to poor Simba. Do you really think he would want to constantly relive this stuff from his father's death and just everything that happens in the Pride Lands? I mean, granted, he wasn't there to see that happen, but still, most notably Mufasa's death. I mean, this would not be this would not be something you would, and for Simba to constantly relive every time, for this to go on for days and days and days until at a certain point something is done right. And you know what? Because, even though it took Simba so long, and when he grew up and he realized that, the past can hurt and such, and he has to go back to confront the past, yeah, it would take a while, but I don't know. I mean, it would just be a living nightmare for poor Simba to every day that goes by to relive what the heck had happened from his father's death and such. But until something is done right, something is done correct that he has to do, which he does in the movie itself, but because you have Groundhog Day in The Lion King, yeah, that would be very interesting. It would be a living hell for Simba at first, but still, he'll manage, and sure enough, of course, everything will be patched up, and it will be no more with the Groundhog Day thing that happens in the world of The Lion King. So there you go.
Okay, PerGron.
Oliver and Company is just fucking sad. What a sad existence. An orphan in the streets of New York City gets taken in by a bunch of criminals who treat him like absolute shit, finally finds happiness, and then that happiness gets stolen away from him by a fucking mob boss. That sounds miserable to relive over and over and over. I don't even care that it's Billy Joel that you're hanging out with the entire time. That is not something I want to live. I don't want to please some. I have some more every fucking day until something happens. That to me sounds brutal. I think Oliver and Company would just be a miserable experience.
All right, fight it out.
The Lion King's fun, man. The Lion King's fun. There's a lot of fun there. Yeah, would watching Mufasa die every day suck? Probably would. But it's Groundhog's Day. You can stop that shit, and it's gonna happen again. And you can keep stopping that shit. You can change things. That's the cool thing about the Groundhog's Day is you can figure out new ways to make it so that it doesn't happen. It restarts every day, but you can change it. You're hanging out with Timon and Pumbaa, dude. I would do that every day. Anyway, getting to relive my days with Timon and Pumbaa, that's awesome. Do you want to go be a little orphan cat being kicked around New York City every day? That's miserable.
Well, I first off, on Oliver and Company, yeah, it's very sad and such. But here's the thing. I mean, hold up. Like, first off, Dodger and those dogs, it didn't take them that long to be fond over Oliver and accept him as one of their own and treat him very well. But despite the fact that, you have Sykes and those two nasty dogs, one of them being named Roscoe, how they are in the movie. But yeah, I don't know, because Oliver, I'm sure, yeah, because but still, like the dogs and even what's in face, the Dom DeLuise voices, they're harmless. They're not. There's nothing bad towards them, and with Oliver.
No, they're abusive when they put him into some pretty sketchy situations I wouldn't want to be put into. Especially he's a kid, man. He's a child. You can't put.
But those dogs don't know better at first with and how they're handling Oliver.
But you're gonna have to do that every day now. You're gonna have to get in every day, and they're not gonna change. You can't change the way these dogs are gonna start treating you. You're gonna still be put into these sketchy ass situations by these sketchy ass dogs every single day. That's not something you can change and plan for unless you don't follow Dodger. And at that point, you just don't get a home, right? That's how that ends up working.
I mean, the dogs, Dodger and such, all of them, they look as Oliver and Company, the movie itself proceeds. They start to approve. They're developed, right? Especially when when they the more time they spent with Oliver, and even when they tag along, and when Oliver is in this house, and the little girl, and she already has a dog, the Chihuahua falls for the dog. I don't know, because
And you want to put that little girl through trauma of being kidnapped every day? You want to keep watching that trauma? Talk about trauma. Being kidnapped by a mafia boss every single day, and you get to just watch that. Do you know how that would affect a psyche of just watching this poor innocent little girl get kidnapped because of something some fucking guy that she doesn't even know does because she happened to find a cat? That's crazy. That's crazy talk to want to live that every single day over and over.
yeah, well, but on the Lion King, because I mean, it's not just Oliver and Company that's a sad one, but the Lion King is definitely, and it just would be still again a nightmare for Simba to just relive and seen his father die and just what his uncle has done and so on. Oliver and Company, I don't know because I really can see that, there's nothing really bad to say about Dodger and the dogs
It
and
it seems that in this situation we are living the same day as the protagonist is kind of the way I think
yeah.
both of us are tackling this. So Simba lives the entire day, the entire movie every single day. So he knows Scar's plan by the end of it. All he has to do is be like, no, fuck you, dude, on the second day and be like, I already beat you. You killed Mufasa. Tell the pride that. They're going to believe you over the sketchy uncle, dude. They're going to be like, yeah, no, he totally did. We absolutely believe you. And then, boom, timeline broken. Simba doesn't have to relive that every day because every day he just has to be like, no, that or he can even be like, Scar's going to kill him. I'm not going to roar. I'm not going to follow Uncle Scar this day because I now know what's going to happen. Oliver still has to go through that situation, meet those dogs, be put in those sketchy situations, and watch that little girl get kidnapped every day. Oliver doesn't have agency in this story. Simba does have agency in this story. So assuming that's the angle we're taking, and we are saying the character to live through every day, Simba's royalty, Oliver's an orphan. Who are they going to listen to?
Yeah, it would be a miracle for Oliver and such, but sad, but apparently no. Yeah, I don't know, because for Oliver and Company, because I'm just not, honestly, I'm not really seeing that. And, I mean, of course,
If Oliver doesn't go with the dogs, he lives as a street orphan. If he does go with the dogs, he gets put through those same situations over and over. He gets harassed and bullied, and he's hungry and he's starving every single day. Just endlessly. And he knows this. That is psychological damage. Just knowing this is how it ends up. I either go with them and this happens and I watch a little girl get kidnapped, or I don't and I'm stuck being a street orphan.
well, and for Simba, because, we would only hope that he could, as the movie would proceed and having the Groundhog's Day thing in it, he would, as day by day, try to come up with ideas and eventually figure out, because how to end this and so on. Oliver and Company, I don't know, because it's kind of impossible, especially since Oliver and Company is the setting of that movie, like it's reality in New York, and it's not quite.
Thwarting my evil uncle's plan to murder my father every single day and then go and hang out with my buddies in the jungle eating bugs. That sounds like a pretty damn good way to live every single day. That sounds pretty fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah, but I
Hakuna
don't.
Matataing for all of eternity. I wouldn't even want to break that loop at that point. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, but I don't think Simba would want to have this keep going, like Akuna Matataing around, how you put it, and especially when Nala steps in. If you know, you know. I would think that Simba, at a certain point, okay, you know what? I've had too much Akuna Matata, and
And
with
then he
Nala
lets
stepping up.
then he lets the timeline play out and he knows how it ends and he knows he's the victor at the end of the day. And he knows he's still going to talk to his dad. His dad's still going to come back to him through the stars. And he's going to be like, hey, remember who you are. And you're going to be like, hey, thanks, Dad. I do, because I've been living this forever.
Okay. I'm going to cut it off there. Let's see. Tiki.
Yeah, I actually think I am going to give it to Eli this time around. I think Eli stuck to his guns in the fact that, like, with Oliver and Company, like, yeah, it's some sketchy situations, but the dogs are nice enough. I don't think the dogs are outwardly antagonistic.
Yeah.
I think Dodger is pretty nice to Oliver from the jump, and even Fagin is, the Dom DeLuise character is he's kind-hearted. He's just in a bad situation.
True.
And Eli, I actually really like how you kind of hit on like the existential terror of just seeing your father die over and over again, and just seeing the kingdom crumble over and over again. And PerGron, honestly,
not obvious?
PerGron, I honestly think you kind of leaned a little bit too heavily on the whole like the time loop thing, because like honestly, first of all, you mentioned that we're specifically in Simba's perspective, so
Well, that's the way that Eli was taking it, so that's the way I
well,
ran.
but what I'm saying is like you made the argument for Simba being able to stop Scar, but it's not like he knows the plan. Like he would still have to like I still think there'd be some trial and error there, and I think probably for a good chunk of time, if we're going by your logic, I do think that Simba would just be caught in this loop of like, oh my god, like although Scar's plan does get by the end, so I see the logic in that time loop. But I still think you leaned a little too heavily on it. I think Eli stuck to his guns. I think that Oliver and Company has more pleasant moments than you're giving it credit for. And frankly, I think the most traumatizing thing in Oliver and Company is the kidnapping, and that doesn't happen to the main character. The Mufasa's death does directly happen to Simba. So yeah, I think just based on the logic, it was close. It was definitely close, but I think I am going to have to give the point to Eli here.
Okay. All right, Jacob.
All right. I'm actually getting my point to Eli here as well.
Okay.
I think Eli really kind of like nailed like the minutia of this question. Like it would be probably like it would be like of the two of these, this would definitely be the most traumatic ones to be typed in over and over again. And like the way he did it, it was more or less like Groundhog, like more like Edge of Tomorrow. but so yeah, my points go to Eli.
New Horizons music says, I think this is really a question of if you'd rather listen to 5 Elton John songs every day or 1 Billy Joel song. I love that. All right.
So Dragon.
Well, it doesn't really matter, but my vote was for PerGron.
Oh, okay. All right. So, hey, we're tied up going into the speed round.
All right. Okay, both have fought well and you fought hard. It's time to reward you both with an opportunity for advancement or your own ruin. It is the Cupid coin. All right, so Eli, do you feel like flipping? You're both tied right now.
Sure. I feel like flipping.
Are you
right.
sure? Well, he said yes, so let's do it.
Flip the coin. Hey!
Hey!
Eli has 3.
All right, PerGron, are you feeling lucky?
Nope.
So are you opting not to flip the coin?
I am opting not to flip the coin.
He is opting not to flip the coin,
Hey,
dear
Dragon,
viewers.
Dragon, am I gonna need the coin anytime now? Anytime in the future.
Well, again, if
the
we might do just keep it handy.
All right, because I was gonna say I could flip it now and see if he would have gotten a point or not.
Well, I mean, we can do that. You want to do that?
All right, let's see.
That's what would have happened.
If it has heads, well, remember, either way, this won't count. Well, there you go.
Oh,
Would have just tied it up.
Yep, but
PerGron.
That's okay.
But remember, the speed round is the great equalizer.
That's true. The great equalizer. Yes, of course, we are in a speed round. The way it works is it's 30 seconds whenever you start talking, and followed by a 15-second rebuttal. We are now taking audience questions. Yes, you audience, you over there, if you have questions and you'd like to submit them, we'd be inclined to use them. And you, dear audience member, get to decide who made the more compelling argument and who gets the point. That decision's on you.
You alone.
Yeah. So food for thought. Okay, of course, name of the game, first to 5 points wins. Right now, we got again, Eli at 3, PerGron at 2. Let's see what happens.
All right.
All right, so I think the place to start, in light of the Super Bowl, begs question: which two Muppets should color commentate the next Super Bowl?
Statler and Waldorf.
Okay, PerGron's going first with Statler and Waldorf.
Oh boy, this is tough. I guess he's on my mind. He was the first one on my mind. The Muppet News anchor.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah. Okay. Muppet News anchor and well, I guess I guess Pepe.
All right.
personally, I would have gone with Link Hogthorpe.
I would have gone with Animal and
Yeah.
Muppet Newsman.
By the way, real quick, just because we meant Jacob and I meant to bring this up, Jacob, which pairing were we hoping would happen?
I'm not sure. I don't exactly
PerGron
remember.
hasn't given his answer yet, so.
Well, no, not for this. I mean, for earlier on, or like when we had the
For the blind date one.
yeah, for the wheel, yeah,
For the blind date, it would
yeah. Tell them the wheel option you really wanted. We both really wanted to see.
Jabba the Hutt and Thor.
Oh my god.
I
That
mean,
would've been
Thor
so
can relate
funny.
to the struggles of being fat
Yes,
in there.
It could have worked. Yeah, it could have worked.
I do want to note for comedy purposes, we did have Matt Murdock on the Daredevil was on the wheel.
Oh God.
Just want to throw it out there. Okay, anyway,
All right, so
there we go.
so 30 seconds. PerGron, when you're ready for Statler and Waldorf.
All right. Well, if anyone watched the Nickelodeon coverage last year from SpongeBob and Patrick, we know that went over incredibly well. What we really need is some goobers just goobing. We need some grumpy old curmudgeons sitting there and just yelling and screaming about how much Patrick Mahomes sucks, about how much the team that's going is going to just absolutely get demolished. These two have the energy, they have the camaraderie, and they are going to be a great time to watch.
Give me a sec. Okay, I think I've got it. So I think that for both the Muppet Newsman and Pepe, well, first off, like two different odds and how they would be doing this, similar to the Nickelodeon thing, as PerGron pointed out. Like you'd have the Muppet Newsman, like acting, of course, as a newsman, and how he would be talking and such, and as the game goes on, in the style and talk of a newsman. And maybe something would be raining on top of him. While Pepe, I think he would most notably, well, probably admire the hot cheerleaders.
Yeah, I think Pepe and the news anchor are just too different. They don't have that energy and that camaraderie that Statler and Waldorf have. These two are a well-oiled heckling machine. And watching that as we watch Mahomes get sacked 5 times would be amazing.
Well, you see, now I think that's why I did why, because I had gone with the Muppet Newsman and Pepe, because again, they're very different, and I think that would be nice for once, like having two Muppets who are completely at different odds, and imagine what they would do together.
All right. Well, Jacob, I mean, do you want to weigh in on this one? You want to call this one, or should I?
You should.
Okay, fine.
You sounded so afraid, Jacob.
All right.
Jacob gave up quickly.
No, I just think Dragon should call this one.
All right, fine. I'll call this one. All right, fine. PerGron.
All right.
I had a feeling.
Do we have any audience questions yet?
We've got we already just now got one.
Oh, good.
Kogios. Oh boy.
All right, let's. Okay, so we're gonna use Kogias's question. Jake, can we throw it up? Who should be Elsa's love interest in Frozen 3? Basically, can be anyone, but it can't be a Star Wars character.
It doesn't have to be, but it can't be a Star Wars character. Oh, so Star Wars is not part of this. Okay.
Damn, I was gonna say Jabba the Hutt.
You could have had we could have had our chance with Jabba, but no. But thanks to Kobe.
Apparently, it can be anyone though.
Well,
Tiki's
yeah.
already had his chance with Jabba.
What is everyone's obsession with Jabba?
Well, everyone has body shame issues.
I just chose him because I thought it would be funny.
Well, that's the main
Yeah,
reason.
and especially like, could you imagine dating someone with that kind of language?
Okay, it has to be a Disney character, but can't be a Star Wars character.
Well, I mean, could this be Disney, Pixar, Marvel, besides Star Wars?
Let's see what he
Oh, he
says.
said it has to be a Disney character, not Star Wars. I mean, so look, Kogias, if you don't want Marvel, you're gonna have to,
Okay.
or Pixar, you're gonna have to speak now. Forever hold your peace. We're gonna give you 1 minute, one singular minute to decide. Okay, Pixar and Marvel are allowed, just no Star Wars. I think you're good.
Or is it just gonna be Disney? You did, Kogias. Do you just want it to be just
Oh, you said
Disney?
Pixar.
Right there.
Fine.
Yeah, Pixar and Marvel are allowed.
Got it.
Okay, except Star Wars. Huh.
I think the only reason he doesn't want Star Wars is he's just not a big Star Wars guy.
No, he's made that abundantly clear, Tiki.
Now, we have to cater this as specific. I
I
have to be really smart about what I choose.
It's not a
Me
3-course
too.
meal, PerGron.
No, it absolutely is.
Jeez, this is tough.
Elsa.
Wait, Elsa? What you saying? Elsa should be her own?
No,
love
she
interest?
can't.
She
You
can
can't-
absolutely.
You
Oh,
can't
shut
pick-
up and just pick a real.
You can't pick Elsa.
Pick something real, PerGron.
You gotta go with the whole argument
You
of
can't-
the message of the franchise.
You can't have like an Elsa twin.
No, I was just love yourself, man.
But that's
You're
not what
sick man,
Multiverse
PerGron.
Elsa count?
Well, what?
Would multiverse Elsa?
No, it's not, don't throw
No.
multiverse into this. No.
All right.
No. God.
You know what? This is such a crapshoot of a question and a guest judge and all of it. I'm just gonna go whole hog and say my boy Link Hogthrob.
Wow.
That's an interesting choice. Eli?
You see, there's someone from Marvel that I want to choose, but I don't think so because, he's kind of in the same territory as Elsa, and he's already like in a relationship, so that wouldn't seem right.
I think I have an idea.
Just pick Iceman. It's fine.
How'd you even know? Okay, fine. I'll choose Iceman then. I mean, you know what? He was on my mind at first.
Okay,
but-
hold on though. I don't. Iceman, has Iceman even been in the MCU at all? I don't
No.
really think that counts.
No.
No. Linkthrob is a Muppet, yes.
And isn't Iceman like canonically gay?
Well,
Elsa's all but, so
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
it's
well,
a platonic love interest.
I mean, in the comics, yes. In the movies, I mean,
That's true. In the movies, not so much.
the movies he's had 2 girlfriends in the movies. So.
Those
That's
came out in the early aughts, so it's
Well, that's true. So
Okay, but still, Iceman has not appeared.
let's not use Iceman because he's very much it's very much of a technique. But then again, Disney owns 5. Let's not worry. Let's pick someone other than Iceman. Just to spice up life a little, would you?
Okay, yeah, Iceman. Yeah, let's officially go for that.
No,
All right.
we just said pick someone other than Iceman, please.
Okay. Well, make up your minds. Like,
I said, pick. Don't pick Iceman. Pick anyone but Iceman.
all right. Okay. Okay, because Link Hog Throb was an interesting one. I guess I'm gonna go for something Disney. God, there's so many to choose from. Jeez. I'm gonna, I would go for. If he can, if you know what, he's now on my mind. Jack Sparrow, why not?
Oh,
Okay.
hell yes. Oh, I approve of this.
All right, Jack
There we
Sparrow.
go. All right.
So Eli, why is Link Hogthrob Elsa's ideal partner?
Well,
I
PerGron
pick-
can go.
yeah.
PerGron can
Yeah,
go
that's-
first.
I meant PerGron. It's PerGron. Right.
PerGron.
As I meant to say PerGron.
Yeah, he goes first.
Yeah, I know.
Link Hogthrob's everyone's ideal partner. Link Hogthrob, he has it in the name. He's a hogthrob, man. He's an actor. He's a pig. he's accomplished. He presumably has some money from his being an actor and his being a pig. And when she gets sick and tired of him, she can cook him up. It's a perfect union. Also, they're both clearly gay, so it would very much be a lavender marriage.
All right. Well, for me, Jack Sparrow, I don't know, because, sometimes he has his way with women, and maybe possibly, because maybe he could finally find the one, which being Elsa, and maybe Elsa would be okay with, the way he is as a pirate and mischievous and stuff like that, and, maybe Jack Sparrow, because he would be perfectly fine, with the fact that Elsa is no ordinary girl, and that she has powers where she can literally freeze stuff.
Jack Sparrow has three true loves. It's gold, it's rum, and it's the open ocean. Elsa is contradictory to that because she is frozen water. Jack Sparrow would never. Meanwhile, Link Hogthrob, he is a man with a job, with an occupation, with a life. He's a perfect contender to be king of Arendelle.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Link Hogthrob. He's a freaking pig, so I don't see how a relationship between, Elsa and a pig would go. Jack Sparrow, on the other hand, well, I don't know. I mean, it's like as an example, him and Angelica, something like that. But
well, Code Geass, it's balls in your court. Pick whoever sold you most between Link Hogthrob and Jack Sparrow.
The two people you were definitely expecting when you
And
posed this question.
By the
Why
way,
must you always belabor the obvious? All right, because
Oh.
clearly he knows. Clearly, this is who he was expecting. We know this.
And he gives it to Eli.
yes.
Shocker.
By the way, New Horizons Music commented this. How would Jack cope with Elsa freezing this one, True Love, the sea?
That
I
was
could see
my
being
argument.
I could see that being a very fierce fight between the two of them.
Well, it's this great. She does have the ability to unfreeze stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
it's the whole ending of the first Frozen movie. So I'm sure she could do it. So I'm sure that's a minor, hiccup in the love journey. But Anyway,
So I think Jack Sparrow and Link Hogthrob are the true pairing in this matchup.
Yeah, no, they're the couple.
It's going to be a good couple. It's going to be those two.
That's a real our flag means death kind of thing.
okay, so I'm going to try and earn some points back for a Rohit here. Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
Because I said, I threw
it at the moment. It's fine.
I said it in jest, but
I know,
still,
I
I just, I went for a big swing. Apparently, it hit him in the head, but it was a big swing. Anyway, okay, so this is a question Rohit submitted.
Okay.
Besides Sam Wilson, who just got a movie. Which Black MCU character should get a Black History Month themed special presentation?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I think you guys had done a good chunk of the most notable Black characters in Marvel. Yeah. I don't know.
A special presentation, obviously, we mean like the Marvel, like we have Werewolf by Night and stuff, and the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. So basically, like an hour special.
Mm-hmm. Do you already have one, PerGron?
Obvious answer here. I'm surprised neither of you are looking for it.
I do, but it's an out there pick, and I don't know if it'll count.
Oh God.
Just go ahead and name it, because
I want Guardians of the Galaxy T'Challa from the first season of What If.
Ooh.
I'll
Okay.
allow it.
That's a good one.
Star-Lord T'Challa.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
T'Challa Star-Lord, yeah. All right.
You know what? Because now that it's a good thing PerGron named his first. You know what? Because I know how some of you guys feel about this one piece of show and such, but what the heck? Secret Invasion.
Oh God.
I know.
Well, wait. So would the character be Nick Fury?
Well, yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me say, you said Secret Invasion. I would hope you meant Nick Fury.
Right. Well, I'm just making sure.
Because Nick Fury's the main one.
Yeah.
Literally the main character.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, Nick Fury's those are
I'm
both.
shocked neither of you picked Shuri. I think Shuri's like.
I had a pick, but I will reveal it after you guys fight.
All right. Anyway,
There's also the Dora Milaje too.
Also,
Aren't they getting a show?
M'Baka would have been fun.
In Baku?
Yeah, Baku.
Yeah. He would have been nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyways.
Okay.
PerGron.
All right. Well, if we're going to do a special presentation, I think doing it as a really interesting, unique character that wouldn't otherwise be able to show up anywhere is a really interesting way to do it. I also think being able to use an animated character, especially since, of course, we lost the late, great Chadwick Boseman, being able to do this through a character and expand this beloved character's legacy in a unique and fun way, I think would be a great addition. Sorry, it's buffering for me. I had no idea how much time I had left.
I heard everything. On my end, I heard everything you said, PerGron.
Okay, yeah, no, just the timer. The timer was not working for me. I thought I had no idea.
You still timed it very well.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like I said, like on my end, and maybe the same goes for some of you. Like on my end, everything went pretty well with what you had to say, PerGron, and the timer. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're ready.
Yeah, so Secret Invasion. Okay, first off, you guys had already done the entire show, but by doing this for Black History Month, have it just be focused on Nick Fury himself, just that character and his journey and such, what he goes through all throughout the show, and how Nick Fury really develops, in Secret Invasion, despite all the other Marvel materials that he's appeared in. Especially, but yeah, most notably this, because this is where we really see a lot of Fury.
Okay, I feel like there's a fundamental misunderstanding of what the question was on your end, and so I feel bad giving a rebuttal, because it was about which should get its own Marvel special, and I do think T'Challa obviously makes more sense than Nick Fury, who already got a special, and it's called Secret Invasion.
I see where you're coming from, but I don't know, because, for Secret Invasion, it is where Nick Fury is really shining a lot. But despite the fact that in any other materials of Marvel, he just pops up here and there. But in this, we get a lot of him, and it's really nice to see that we do.
Okay. All right. Jacob, I'm gonna let you call. I'm gonna let you call this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the point to PerGron here.
Okay. All right. Tied up 4-4. Down to the wire. I'm going to take a second. I want to share with mine. I had a usually I don't really have very specific kind of answers to these sort of things, but this one I really did. Isaiah Bradley. I got to be
hell
honest.
yeah, absolutely.
Here's the thing. I am dying, and unfortunately, we still didn't get in the new movie. I won't talk about the movie here, but there is. I'm still dying to see a flashback to the tragedy of Isaiah Bradley. I desperately want to see that. And I would absolutely that would be the most perfect Black History Month themed special presentation they could ever do. It would be so amazing.
Yeah, good pull. Good pull.
Anyway, all right. All right, let's see. Did we have any other questions, or should I pull from what we have on file?
I think we're good as far as other questions. I think it was just the one from Kogia.
Just making sure. Okay.
We need to pull from one of ours.
I know that's okay. So we had some announcements this, I believe it was this month. Okay, so Jay, we're gonna use yours. Besides Ed Asner from Up, which voiceover performance from a Disney or Pixar film deserved Best Actor? I want to be clear. This means is across the board. It's not just from the 3 movies that actually got the Best Picture nominations. They all across any of the animated Disney or Pixar films that you felt deserved an Oscar for Best Actor, like a specific voice performance in any of those films.
Specifically, the question was Best Actor nomination, at least.
Well, I thought it was win. You sure it wasn't nominated?
Yes,
voice actor.
Well, you said deserved.
Deserved a Best Actor nomination.
All right, fine. Nomination. Let's throw nomination in there.
I was like, okay, but all right, doesn't really matter, I guess. Semantics.
A voice actor from a Disney film being nominated?
Real quick,
Yes.
a couple more semantics. Are we going just Best Actor or is Best Actress available?
Well, actor and actress
And-
lumped in together.
Okay, and our supporting lumped in as well.
Are we doing?
Why not?
Are we
Yeah.
doing that too? Supporting?
Yes. This is just performance. Period. Which performance deserved a nomination?
All right.
For for leading and supporting. Okay.
Leading and or supporting,
Whatever you want.
whichever you. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need one.
Yep. Just one. Yep.
Then we'll do leading, of course.
Okay.
Okay,
That's fine.
I've already got one immediately. That
All right.
is Robbie Benson as the Beast.
All right.
Okay.
I got Joaquin Phoenix as Kenai and Brother Bear.
Oh boy.
I'm shocked that you fucking chose Walking Phoenix.
I hate Joaquin Phoenix. This is a known fact, but
Well, don't say it now.
just as a
Hey,
No,
wait,
as a person.
save it.
Anyways,
And
Well,
yet
that's not my argument.
and yet you chose him.
You'll see why in my
There
argument.
will be an interview after the round.
Okay.
yeah, I definitely have some. None of y'all chose any of the performances from Emperor's New Groove. That's what came to mind right away. I mean, those are like just all-time voice acting performances.
Okay. Anyway, let's not break up over the
Well, we
codes
have-
now.
we
There'll
have
be
our-
time for that later.
We have our reasons on why we chose who.
Okay, it's
each
all
of
good.
us.
It's all good.
All right, so
We'll
Eli.
crucify him later. It's fine.
Eli. Robbie Benson as the Beast.
Right. And to quickly comment to Tiki, nothing against Emperor's New Groove. I'm with you there, but still. Okay, so Robbie Benson as the Beast. Well, my God. If not one of Robbie Benson's best acting materials that he's done, just in general. I mean, because what he brought to the voice performance of the Beast and how amazing the character of the Beast is developed throughout the film, and what he's really like inside. I mean, it's amazing what Robbie Benson brought to the voice performance to one of the best, if not the best.
Yep. You
Beast
got
Disney
it.
films.
Got it.
30 seconds.
Give PerGron an extra 5 seconds for that.
All right.
So Joaquin Phoenix, shortly before recording the film Brother Bear, lost his brother River. He passed away.
Yeah.
And in the sequence where Sitka dies, there is a scream and a panic that they had to cut down from in the movie because of how real this is. If that's not acting best picture or best actor worthy, I don't know what is. Acting is digging deep and grabbing something from your soul, and that is exactly what he did. I think the whole movie he's great because he lived this experience, and it's something that he was really able to pull from. And even if the movie's not well,
There we go. Sorry, I cut it out too early. But all right,
That goes for both of us.
so 15 seconds, Eli.
All right, so that's interesting because you make a good point on Kenai and such, but for me, because again, Robbie Benson, certain moments for the Beast character, and you can just hear the tone and the voice what goes through the Beast, especially when the climax hits and he's accepted fate. Need I go on?
I think the Beast is kind of unremarkable in his performance. He's good. It's a good voice. But I really think Joaquin Phoenix embodies that, and he acts his heart out in this role because he lived that experience. And I think that really, really was a Best Actor award worthy.
Dragon?
Well, Jacob, it's your question. You gotta call it.
All right. In all honesty, People's Champ.
But Eli, seriously, that was a major improvement over your first time, dude. You really did a good job here.
Thanks.
Went the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game. Good game.
I mean, honestly, one with the Beast. The Beast was a great pick.
Oh yeah, because how can it not be?
I mean, I think PerGron brought more that acting does. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's Brother Bear is not a great movie. It's not that great of a movie. But
I honestly think the rightful pick for this question would be Eartha Kitt in The Emperor's New Groove.
That's fair.
yeah,
I think that she just brings that performance is just like an all-timer. It's legit. The box inside of a box bit. I've said this before, but it's legitimately one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen in a movie, and I stand by that.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I think that what both me and PerGron went with, we're basically like some of those Disney characters where.
No, I think you guys had solid picks. I'm just saying what I would pick.
Because my point being is that they have some funny moments, but man, most of the time they go through emotion, and there's a lot of seriousness going on with certain Disney characters like the Beast and Kenai.
I honestly think Code Geass saying Tony J is maybe one of the most based opinions that Code Geass ever had.
Well, I fully support that, Tony J.
I support that too. Yeah,
That's a good opinion, Code Geass.
All right.
yeah.
I think on that note,
remember for villain questions, we always exclusively excluded Frollo.
that's true, but this isn't a villain question; it's a performance question.
But I'm just saying there's a reason why we always excluded Frollo.
Right.
Another good villain that we how did we not think of this? Hades, another good example.
Because fuck James Wood.
Yeah.
Well, this was then. This was then. It's a whole anyway. Honestly, I think I would have thrown out Albert Brooks as
That's a solid one.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like the closest that we maybe ever got was Ellen DeGeneres in Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
I honestly think there was legitimate consideration for her at the time.
The whole home scene.
People also considered Ed Asner for Up.
Right.
That one they really should have.
Specifically for the question. And as I pointed out to Drag when we discussed this, it's just a house.
Yeah, that's the line right there.
Yeah.
That's the line that should have cinched his nomination.
All right.
Okay, so that brings us to the end. I want to thank everyone for driving out tonight. You know, we'd be without you. But no, seriously, it's. I hope everyone, had a few laughs tonight, and yeah, we've reached the end. I thought some well thought debates going on here.
Yeah.
We want to thank Code Geass Anime Fan. We want to thank Sonia Pantoja. We want to thank New Horizons Music in quotes, and
Keeper Colby.
yeah.
Even though he's literally one of the contestants here.
You know what?
Always
I
watching.
want to unthank Keeper Colby. He doesn't count.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. All right, folks. Singles Awareness Day or Valentine's Day. Have a happy one. See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.